Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, I want to start with a frustration I think pretty much everyone listening has felt.
Oh, I know the one.
You've done everything right. You put in the work. You were a good person. You followed all the steps. You planted the seed, watered it, did everything you were supposed to, and then just nothing.
It's the silence that gets you, right? That total lack of feedback from the universe.
Exactly. It's that void where the result is supposed to be. And when you sit in that void long enough, you start to get, you get cynical.
You start asking some pretty heavy questions.
Yeah, like, is hard work just a lie? Or, is karma just some nice story we tell ourselves?
It's a crisis of faith, really.
Yeah.
Not necessarily religious faith, but faith in the basic mechanics of the world. We expect input A to lead to output B.
And when it doesn't, it feels like we've been cheated.
Right.
That exact feeling is what we are unpacking today. We're looking at this amazing piece by Jimmy Dung called Karma Needs Conditions. And I'll be honest, when I first read that title, I thought, oh boy, here comes a philosophy lecture.
It sounds a bit heavy.
It does.
Yeah.
But reading it, it felt more like a mechanic explaining why my car won't start. It's that practical.
That's a great way to put it. Jung basically says we all think we understand cause and effect, but we're all doing the math wrong. We're missing a key variable.
We focus so much on the cause, the hard work, and the effect, the promotion, the successful relationship, whatever.
We're obsessed with the beginning and the end.
But Dung says we completely ignore the huge gap in the middle. We ignore the conditions.
And that is our mission for this deep dive. We want to find that missing link between your effort and the outcome. Because if you get this idea of conditions, you stop blaming luck or fate.
You start seeing the actual levers you can pull.
Exactly, the levers. It becomes actionable.
Okay, so let's get into the framework. Jung uses a concept from Buddhist philosophy, but he makes it really practical, really fast.
He does. He introduces this term, pratya. In Sanskrit, it means conditioning factors.
Which sounds complicated.
It does, but the idea is simple. We think of karma as a straight line. I do good things happen to me. But pratya suggests the cause is just potential energy. It's just sitting there, completely inert, until it meets the right conditions.
So what exactly are conditions in this context? Because my first thought is, oh, you just mean luck.
And he's very clear about that. Conditions are not luck. They aren't destiny or coincidence. They are just the necessary environment for a cause to actually manifest.
Okay.
The best analogy, and the one he uses all through the piece, is agriculture. It's the seed and the soil.
The seed in the soil.
Right.
Simple. Let's really break that down because the physics of it explains so much about why we fail.
Okay, so the cause, that's the seed. That's your hard work, your talent, your good intention. It has all the DNA of the result inside it. It's pure potential.
So I've got this great seed. I'm talented. I'm working hard.
Great. Now, you take that high-quality seed and you put it on a slab of dry concrete. That concrete is the lack of conditions. What happens?
Nothing. It just sits there. A bird probably eats it.
But did the seed itself change? Is it now a bad seed?
No, of course not.
No.
The seed's still good. It can't do anything.
And that is the light bulb moment. The seed didn't fail. It's not broken. But physically, it cannot sprout without its support system. The soil, the water, the sunlight, those are the conditions.
That's such a crucial distinction. We internalize failure. We see the seed on the concrete and think, I must be a bad seed.
When really Jung is saying, no, you're a perfectly good seed on concrete.
The formula isn't just cause equals effect.
It's cause plus conditions equals effect. Without the conditions, the cause just stays dormant. It's physics. You can't bake bread with just flour no matter how good your intentions are. You need the heat, the water, the yeast. Those are conditions.
This gets so interesting when we apply it to people. Dung uses this to explain what I call the nice guy paradox.
Oh, yeah. A classic scenario.
A lot of listeners will recognize this, I think. You have someone who is objectively a good person, kind, sincere, gentle. That's the seed, the cause.
But their relationships are a total mess.
Absolute disasters. They get walked all over, they can't make a connection stick, and they end up bitter thinking, I'm so nice, why does this keep happening?
And it's heartbreaking because their cause, their niceness is valid. They're good people. But the Zone would say they're ignoring the conditions a real relationship needs to actually function.
Being nice is just the seed. What about the soil?
Exactly.
And the source lists some specific conditions here that are, frankly, pretty tough to hear. Things like communication skills, the ability to actually listen.
And the big one, setting healthy boundaries.
Boundaries, yeah. That was huge for me.
Think about it. If you're nice, That's the cause. But you have zero boundaries. That's a missing condition. You don't end up with a respectful relationship.
No, you end up with one built on dependency or exploitation.
So the effect of a healthy partnership physically cannot grow because the right environment, the right structure just isn't there.
So in this context, conditions can be actual skills you have to learn.
A lot of the time, yes. Or they're character traits that support the main intention. You can have the intention of love, but if you're missing the condition of, say, emotional regulation, things are going to burn down.
It's not because karma failed you.
No, it's because the greenhouse wasn't built correctly to protect the plant.
Okay, let's switch to careers, because the same logic applies to the workplace. We've all seen that employee who is just technically a genius, the smartest person in the room.
It's a high-performance seed.
Right. They know the product inside and out, they work hard, but they're stuck. They never get promoted, and what happens? They get cynical. They decide the boss is an idiot or the system is rigged.
And hey, sometimes the system is flawed. But Dung says to check your conditions first. Why is that seed dormant? Professional success needs more than just doing your job well.
Right. He talks about things like building relationships, visibility.
Visibility is a critical one. You can be a genius coding away in a dark basement, but if the condition of visibility isn't met, the result of recognition just can't happen.
It kills that old saying, hard work speaks for itself. Jung is basically saying, no, it doesn't.
Not on its own.
You have to give your hard work a microphone, and that microphone is a condition.
That's a perfect way to put it. The sound, your work, exists. But without the medium, the visibility, the network, the audience, your boss, or the market, they just hear silence.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, we have good seeds, but we're throwing them on concrete. Now, the common reaction is to become passive. Well, I guess I have to wait for better soil, wait for a new boss.
And that's the trap. This is the most important pivot in the entire piece. He says, conditions are not something you wait for. They are something you create.
I love that shift. It makes karma less about superstition and waiting for stars to align and more like, well, a to-do list.
It makes you the gardener, the architect. He says, no need to pray, just understanding and action. If the soil is dry, you don't pray for rain, you go get a hose.
Let's get tactical. He gives a few clear examples of this. Yeah. What about learning a new skill? Let's say I want to learn an instrument.
Okay. The cause is your desire. You buy the guitar, you sign up for the course. But that's where most people stop.
And then they're frustrated when they can't play a full song in a week, so they quit.
Exactly, because they ignored the conditions done lists. Things like a serious learning environment, a good mentor, a consistent practice schedule.
The environment.
If you're trying to learn guitar while scrolling on your phone with the TV on, you have the seed, the desire, but you've created a terrible, chaotic condition for it to grow in. The result will be weak.
It seems so obvious when you say it, but we all try to just brute force our way through bad conditions with pure willpower.
All the time. We think willpower can replace environment. It can't. Willpower is the engine, but the conditions are the road. If the road is full of potholes, it doesn't matter how hard you press the gas, you're not going anywhere fast.
Another example he uses is business and sales. This one hits home for a lot of entrepreneurs. The product is the seed.
And everyone is in love with their own seed. They think, I built it, so they will come.
But the product just sits on a shelf.
Because they ignored the conditions of exposure. Identifying the right customer, having clear messaging, good customer care. Dung is blunt about it. A good product without the right conditions means customers might never even know you exist.
It's not that the market is unfair. It's just that you didn't build the bridge to the market.
You didn't complete the equation. You had the cause, but you treated the conditions as if they were optional. They're not.
He also circles back to relationships with this really powerful line. He says, love alone is not enough. It needs conditions to grow.
That one hits hard because we all want to believe love is enough. We want the movie version where love conquers all.
But he's saying that's actually a recipe for failure.
Because love is just the energy. The conditions are things like sincerity, yes, but also learning how to apologize, saying thank you. And the big one, adjusting your own ego.
Wow. Adjusting your ego as a condition for love. That's active work. That's not just falling in love. It's consciously building a container for it.
It's treating the relationship like a plant. If you don't water it, it dies. It doesn't matter how much you loved it. The plant doesn't run on love. It runs on nutrients and water.
Which brings us to the next big idea here, the art of the gardener. If we're creating conditions, we also have to respect nature's timeline. You can't just yell at a plant to make it grow faster.
And this is where our modern instant gratification world really clashes with reality. We're used to digital speed. Click, download, done. But conditions operate on biological time.
Zohm talks about the danger of tugging on the sprout.
Right. Imagine you plant a seed, it finally sprouts, you look at it and think, this is too small, I need a tree by next week. So you grab the little sprout and pull on it to make it taller.
And you rip the roots right out of the soil and kill the whole thing.
Exactly. Managing your expectations is a huge part of understanding conditions. You can't force the result.
So what's the alternative to being impatient? Because just telling someone to be patient is terrible advice when they're ambitious or struggling.
The alternative is active maintenance. You stop focusing on the result, the height of the plant, and you focus completely on the conditions. Is it getting enough water today? Is the soil good? Are there any pests?
That's paradoxically calming. If you obsess over the outcome, you feel anxious and powerless. If you obsess over the inputs, the conditions, you're busy and you feel in control.
He even applies this to wanting peace of mind. You don't just try to be peaceful, that's stressful in itself. You create the conditions for peace. You slow down, you get enough sleep, you reduce conflict. Peace is the effect that arises from those conditions.
It's a system for living. It takes the mystery and the victimhood out of it.
That's the end goal of this whole framework. It's about moving from a mindset of blame to one of responsibility.
We all have that voice in our head when we fail. Why me? Why is this so hard for me? Look at that person. They're not even trying and they're succeeding.
The comparison trap, it's poison. But Dung says we need to change the question we ask ourselves. Instead of, why don't I have results yet? You need to ask, have I created enough conditions?
That is a much better, much sharper question. It forces a self-audit.
Right. Instead of just feeling bad, you look at your situation and you ask, what skill am I missing? What part of my environment is holding me back? What attitude do I need to change?
It turns that vague existential dread into a practical checklist.
And emotionally, that's a massive shift. When you get this, you stop taking failure so personally. You stop blaming life or other people.
Because it's not personal. It's just mechanics. It's agriculture. If the plant is wilting, you don't get angry at it. You check the soil's pH.
Precisely. You become the gardener of your own life, not the victim of the weather.
Okay, let's bring this all home. We've covered the seed, the soil, and the sprout.
The cause, the conditions, and the effect.
And what we've learned is that the cause, all our hard work and good intentions, is really just the starting line. It's the potential. But the conditions, the environment, the skills, the visibility, that's the bridge to the result.
And it's a bridge we have to build ourselves. We can't just wait for it to appear.
So here's the challenge for everyone listening. The next time you hit a wall, when a project fails or a relationship stalls, fight that urge to spiral. Fight the voice that says, I'm not good enough. Don't throw the seed away.
The seed's probably fine. Don't doubt your effort or your worth.
Instead, look at the soil. Ask yourself, what is the missing nutrient here?
Maybe you need a new skill. Maybe you need to set a boundary. Maybe you need more visibility. The answer is almost always in the conditions.
It's such a liberating thought. You're not broken. Your ecosystem just needs a little landscaping.
That's it, exactly.
Before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over today. Think about the one area of your life that feels the most stuck right now. The goal you've been working on for months or even years.
We all have one.
If you stopped looking at what you're doing, the cause, and started looking at where you're doing it, the conditions, what is the one specific change you could make? Is it a conversation you're avoiding? An environment you need to change? Or do you just need to stop tugging on the sprout and let it grow?
Finding that one missing condition is often the only difference between frustration and a breakthrough.
Go tend your gardens, everyone. Thanks for diving deep with us.
See you next time.